Sometimes history rhymes, and I've read this scheme before. In books, stories, documentaries, public broadcast, I've sung along to songs of revolution from the comfort of relative safety my whole life. I've questioned, how could they have let fascism happen? Those who came before me, the silence of good men. How good could they have been? No, couldn't be me. I'm loud. And I had learned from history, so surely I would not be doomed to repeat it. This was a bubble of safety popped with the realization that we all needed to learn it. And clearly, not everyone did. You don't know what you don't know, and not everyone was paying attention in class. Some of them were taught at home to keep fingers in their ears because you can't learn what you won't hear. Others memorized just enough names and dates to pass the tests, but failed to comprehend the meaning. You don't really have to solve the problem when they offer multiple choice instead of critical thinking. You get the right answer, but you fail to comprehend the lesson. He said, first they came for the communists, and you can finish the quote, but I can summarize the meaning. They came for whomever they could most easily make you hate. So be wary of those who lead with hate. They used whichever moral argument was easiest to fake. So be wary of those that claim there's only one right way to be. They tried to rewrite reality and history through lies and propaganda. So be wary of those who bend the truth, question what they tell you. They put their leaders upon pedestals of idolization. So be wary the cult of personality and its unquestioning loyalty to men who would be kings. Elected leaders are supposed to work for their people, never rule over them. Do not worship powerful men. Do not blindly follow them. You won't see where they are taking you right until the end. These were the lessons, but somehow we haven't collectively learned them yet. They didn't call them death camps when they were first built. They were just for detainment of criminals, those they could brand illegal. They came for them one by one, asked their neighbors to turn on them, whoever they could misattribute the source of all the nation's problems to, a direction to point your finger. They prey upon your fear of what is different, fear of the outsider, the minority, the not like you, the queer, the disabled, the migrant, the mentally ill, the people of color, the non-believers, the sexual deviants, the poor, the unhoused, the unfortunate, the life unworthy of life. They package it as a mercy for the greater good of those who fall within the narrow lines of privilege and power. And then they come for the dissenters, the protesters, the organizers, the doctors, the scholars, the scientists, the students, the journalists, the media. By the time they are done, if they have not come for you, then you have become one of them. They will convince you that it's the only choice to strengthen the nation state. Make it safe, make it great again. A heavy human sacrifice in tribute to the pocketbooks of fascist oligarchs and nouveau aristocracy that make record profits while inflation soars. The chief robber who named his son Baron and all but shat upon a golden throne and still convinced half of you that he was a man of the people. Whose people? If you made $1 every second, it would still take you 31 years to make your first billion. And that's only if you never ate, slept, or lived your life. If I paid you $1 per step, you'd have to circle the planet 15 times before you join the rank of billionaire. They want you to look down on others so that you won't look up and realize how high above you they've positioned themselves. Can't look up, so they train you to punch down. Pit us against one another like fighting dogs, beaten down until we're willing to rip each other's throats out for the entertainment of our compassionless masters. They'll come for us all once we're of no more use to them. Once they've juiced every ounce of labor from your corpse, they'll drag both of our carcasses into the same pit. When they come for me, I will have no comfort from having learned history. You will find no comfort in having failed to do so entirely. But only one of us will be confused as to how this could have happened. And only one of us will have voted for it. It doesn't feel like a blessing to see it coming, so maybe your ignorance will really be your bliss right until the end. I've had no such luck. Living in a land eyed for annexation, one singular man's greed of conquest could bring this war to my doorstep. His supporters already amongst my neighbors and running for local office. I hear voices that sound just like mine, crying out warnings from behind their side of an artificially drawn line, screaming danger, it's starting now. Checks and balances eroding, the elected opposition balking. They started coming for the vulnerable while we all watched in silent horror. Snatched off the street by secret police, whisked away to detention centers, flight attendants whistleblowing on the endless seats of chained detainees while given the order, don't look them in the eyes. Don't respond to their cries. Puddles of blood next to piles of bodies on the satellite view. It's happening now. Are you paying attention? What else aren't they telling you? This isn't the first time having a tattoo at a detention camp singled you out for execution. This isn't the first time fascists posed in front of emaciated prisoners with shaved heads and called it justice against criminals of the state. This isn't the first time they've outlawed gender studies and labeled sexual autonomy as inherently deviant in nature. This isn't the first time they've proposed work farms as viable destinations for the physically and fiscally undesirable. All of this has happened before, folks. You should recognize the tune. The foreshadowing was not subtle. There's no news on the news. The propaganda parade has just made its way around to our scheduled 2 minutes 8. I know how this story ends if they get their way. There's nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, and I'm worried that we're all out of fight. I couldn't run if I tried, and my wheelchair is a burden to a working life on a labor farm. I know that I will hold no value to them in this new world order, too disabled to contribute to the machine or die as a soldier. I am a single vote they can never buy, laboring only to survive. I refuse to bend the knee or kiss the boot, so I accept that they will seek to crush me beneath it. So be it. The only value they will see is in silencing me. But if there's one thing I've learned from history, it's that they will never manage to silence us all. If silence begets violence, then now is the time that you must scream, beg, cry out in defense of others, or there will be none left to scream when they come for you. I've learned this lesson, and you should too. I add my voice to the record, and if we're loud enough, some of us are bound to break through. Our scream can echo forward until our cries become a part of history, a record of the truth, a book of names with too many pages, a room full of shoes. What we scream today will be the new lessons that humanity fails to learn a lifetime from now, when history rhymes again.